This has been a very popular topic. People have been talking about how teabagging is sexual harassment.
What's up, class? This is your new teacher here today, the Act Historian. You can lick my fat, hairy butthole, is what I would say if I was making a video on trash talk and trying to keep it monetized.
True.
Here's a little bit about me. I am a preserver, a keeper of old and sacred knowledge. I remember the days of Croit in Halo 2. The legendary
Oh my god, I remember watching all of those. Those were so fucking good.
The scamp dropped on Low Tier God. I remember the infamous Brawlic Black Dude Requise. And of course I have paid witness to the notorious Riot Shield debate. I have kept a record of these and many other instances
World of
of
Warcraft
famous
guide.
trash talk in video games. It's all here. For years, I have studied...
No, this is what it was like in Xbox Live. Like, you would, sometimes at the end of a Halo 2 game, you would spend more time talking shit at the post-game lobby than you did actually playing the game. And then, like, after that, the after game, yeah, did you guys ever have, like, you're talking shit to somebody else, and then you add them on your friends list so you can play against them, and then, like, you 1v1 each other, or, like, maybe you don't ever, and like 2 months later, you're looking for somebody to do games with, and you just see this guy and you invite him and you become friends. Like, I think this happened to me like 3 times in Halo 2. It's like, okay, I mean, like, I don't know, like, this guy's a fucking dick, but, you know, he's pretty good. I might as well invite him. Those are the good days, man.
The art of video game trash talk in between those rare moments when I wasn't sleeping with your mother. I want to uncover the mysteries and ask the hard questions. Is it acceptable to say, hey, maybe if your mother aborted you, we wouldn't have lost this match? The questions only get harder from there. But as the
I think, like, in general, I don't really care about trash talk. I think that trash talk in general, whenever it becomes bad, is whenever the insults extend beyond the game, right? So, like, if you know you're playing against, like, a girl and you're calling her, you know, like a stupid bitch, go back to the kitchen, you know, stuff like that. Like, this is obviously bad because you're talking and you're taking something that's like an immutable characteristic about this person, and then that's it. Yeah, that's fucked up, right? So, but like, if you're just talking shit to somebody telling them they're bad at the game, like, I don't think that's a big fucking deal. I really don't think so. I've had that happen to me. I'm pretty sure plenty of people have had that happen. But like, all I'm really trying to get at is that whenever you take the trash talk outside of the game, if that means that you're talking shit about the person's life or that person as an individual, like assuming you know who they are, or you're making fun of something that, you know, has to do with them, I think that's what's bad. But like telling somebody that they're garbage at a game or whatever, I don't think that's a big deal. The only time that I think that it's bad is whenever you're doing that to somebody and they block you and you like get on another account and you keep messaging them because you're not done malding. Like, that's fucking stupid. And I think that almost any reasonable person would agree that, you know, to the extent that you become, like, you are so insistent on this, you become harassing the person. I think that's obviously bad. Yeah, that's harassment. Like, exactly. Someone sends you DMs harassing you, that's a problem? Yeah, exactly. I think post-lobby trash talk, totally fucking fine. Like, absolutely, totally fucking fine.
Historian, I believe I have the tough answers. Welcome to my balls. Population, your mouth. So, class, open your textbooks to page 69. Ha ha ha, got 'em. And we'll start today's lesson.
Okay.
If your friends are bullying someone, you should tell them to stop. Do not pick on anyone. There's nothing funny about it.
I'm gonna bend your mother over my knees, shave her ass hair, roll it up in a blunt, and make you smoke it.
This isn't about me being good. It's about him being trash.
Why am I so much better than you?
I don't care if I sound like a child. My IQ's 144. That's 1 point behind Einstein. What do you have?
Tell him about himself. Tell him about himself. Tell him about himself. Let him know him. Tell him about himself. All right.
Oh my God.
What you say to me, you little shit?
Bondi.
Who's ever? This nigga angry. This nigga angry. This nigga angry. This nigga angry.
What's he about to do? Yeah.
I blacked out.
I had a TV just like that.
They're terrible. Look at them walking away with their heads down. Garbage team. You pay me 10K a month, I might turn back. Just kidding, you're garbage.
That's
What
totally
is this game
good.
about?
Totally fine.
Are you kidding me? I am losing my mind.
Totally
if we have
fine.
any young, impressionable kids in the chat, or just kids of any age, like, do not bully people.
But before we jump into it, this video is sponsored by...
Just real quick. If you get somebody talk shit to you in a post-game lobby, you're not getting bullied. You're playing video games on the internet. That's it. Like, that's what happens. Like, it's a competitive game. There's no stakes to this. There's nothing you lose by, you know, hearing this. If this upsets you, turn off voice chat. Really, it's that easy.
A friend of mine. Ka-chow! Boys and girls, you need to
Ninja
head
had some weird takes. No, the thing is, like, with what Ninja said, like, bullying somebody is totally different. Like, I'm saying that bullying is, like, talking shit to somebody in a video game about them being bad at the video game is not bullying. This is not bullying. Like, this is, like, I think that saying almost, like, going out of your way to pursue somebody and harass them repeatedly and send them messages repeatedly, that's bad pretty much in every circumstance, of course. But if you just say somebody's garbage at a game, they're not getting bullied. I promise you they're gonna survive. And if they can't, they should get off the fucking game. Sometimes at some point it's not everybody else's fault that some people are unreasonable.
AlienClothing.com to pick up some sick-ass designs like me. It's an independent clothing brand started by my boy Elvis the Alien in 2017. The white and black combo on this shirt. I got this sexy-ass cyberpunk jean jacket. There's a ton of styles for people who love video games, movies, aliens, science fiction, and, God forbid, even anime. If your interests even moderately align with mine, there's something
Imagine
you're gonna
watching
want
anime.
at AlienClothing.com. And let's be honest, fellas, we all need a wardrobe update, okay? I can't tell you how many compliments I've gotten on some of these shirts. And, like, as a guy, we know that's rare, right? Am I right, fellas? So who knows, you might grab the attention of some pretty girl you're interested in. And then when you guys are dancing in the club and she says, let's go back to my place, you whisper in her ear, go to AlienClothing.com.
I knew he was gonna
use
fucking
code
say creator
ACTMAN to get
code.
20% off your whole order. Alien doesn't often restock their items, so once they sell out, chances are they're gone for good. But they're constantly updating the
stuff looks
shop
cool.
with new designs, so be sure to check back in. So what are you waiting for? Go to AlienClothing.com with 2 Ys. Use code ACTMAN to get 20% off. Thank you, Elvis the Alien, for sponsoring this video.
And now for something completely different.
First, we need to establish what trash talk is.
Yeah.
What am I referring to? Because there's a big difference between getting pissed at a game and shouting,
You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
There's...
Damn. I heard somebody, you know, that's not the first time that somebody said that on Actman's channel. Again, that's like shit that extends beyond the game, right? Like, that's, again, like, it's beyond the fucking game. I think that trash talk that, you know, telling people to kill themselves, like, that's beyond, that's not part of the game. That's just bullshit.
Trash talk in the competitive setting, like a tournament with professionals and potential monetary incentives. There's anonymous trash talk where you play with randoms you happen to meet up in the game. And then there's trash talk with your friends.
Nice! Your fruit killing skills are remarkable!
Everyone's interpretations are going to be a bit different. So when people say trash talk has no place in gaming, it's like,
my God.
What do you mean? What do you refer?
I forgot all about the bully hunter shit. Like, didn't, like, some big company get behind that, and then it just turned out to be, like, some just complete joke, and it went nowhere? Yeah, bully hunters. Remember that? Yeah. That was so fucking stupid, man. Like, Steel, seriously, I don't understand, like, and, like, you know that the people that work at the company, they're like, oh, yeah, they're trying to, you know, help people that are getting harassed on the internet. And it's like, yes, that's a good idea, but, like, you're focusing on the wrong person. Like, what are you gonna do to Kyle, who lives in Ukraine? Oh yeah. Well, he called this girl fat on voice chat. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You're not gonna fucking do anything about it. You're just gonna complain. So it's just like, who gives a fuck? Like, I think that, honestly, the smartest thing that, like, all these games should fucking have is that they should just have a way to mute communication. Straight up mute communication. Like, you mute the person, you shut them up, they can't message you, they can't DM you, you don't hear their mic, you don't hear anything. That's all they have to.
As
and most of them
Xbox's
have
support
this.
page says, know the difference between trash talk and harassment.
I'm so glad that like, that's literally on the fucking support page, because you know how many crying fucking babies there are that they get harassed and they get, you know, they get called garbage at the game, and they're sending in a fucking a ticket to Bill Gates, to Phil Spencer. Somebody's got to deal with this. And it's like, I'll say this for sure, okay, because I'm not completely innocent of this. Anytime that somebody trash talks me and they use profanity and WoW, I report them. Because I can get you suspended for that. And it's like, if you want to fucking talk shit to me, I'm gonna report you, because I can. You just activated my trap card. And I'm not offended by this. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. But I can fuck you over, and because you're talking shit, I'm gonna do it. That's right. That's fucking right. I have literally no shame in this. I actually sometimes, whenever somebody's talking shit to me, I will encourage them. I will egg them on and make them more mad to get them to say something that I know that I can report them for and get them in trouble. Fuck them. You want to fucking talk shit to me, that's what you're gonna get.
I hope you wake up crucified.
I'm not sorry.
I hope your dog dies the moment you love it the most.
This is a type of harassment that over 21 million female gamers have experienced. It was at this moment when we saw...
I always thought that was pretty cringe that, like, I do think, by the way, I do agree that I think that women probably get harassed more online with, like, games than guys do. And I don't think this is something that's exclusive towards girls as well. How many of you guys have an Indian accent, a Middle Eastern accent, a Southern accent, a lisp, or something like that? And whenever you talk, it is evident that you speak as if you are one of these people, right? Even if, let's say, you're not, like, let's say you have all four. Okay, well, there you go, right? You probably got people talking shit. What I'm saying is, like, there's a lot of people that whenever they're in voice chat, they get made fun of for how they talk. It's not just because they're a woman, it's because they sound like an Arab, and people are making all kinds of fucking Arab jokes or Muslim jokes. They sound like an Indian, people are making Indian jokes. They sound like a Southerner, people are making like Southerner jokes and shit like that. That's what happens. Like, so I think that all of this stuff is like it's kind of bad to do that, right? And sure, of course, but I don't think this is a women exclusive issue. And I think a lot of people who have one of these stronger and more pronounced issues, accents or issues with their speech, they will be able to tell you that for sure.
But it was not just trash talking. It was straight up harassment.
Bam, I hope you get flung off this planet by an unfeeling cosmic wizard, you fucking doormat.
Yeah, it's really going to make somebody
around
fucking
trash
keep
talk
them up
has
at
gained
night.
significant traction over the last decade,
Yeah.
with articles such as
what was this here?
Significant
the bigoted trash talk that's tolerated in gaming. Any Semitic slur used during Twitch live stream embodies the casual toxicity found in gaming culture. I don't know. Nobody uses like that. That's not about. Like, that's not trash talk. Like, being racist is not. Yeah, you're literally. It's a whole article that's getting one guide. Like, what is this?
Traction over the last decade, with articles such as "Why We Trash Talk," "Mysteries Revealed,"
That's not
"Toxic
bad.
Gaming Behavior," "Trashing Talking," "Trashing Talking."
Yeah, it's written by a 3rd grade teacher whose last video game she played was Candy Crush, and before that it was Pac-Man. So, big fucking surprise, they don't fucking know what they're talking about.
And many game developers
don't even know what Xbox
ways
Live
to be
is.
more inclusive and quote-unquote safe.
Yeah, so we're here to create a safe space for all gamers, everybody, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated.
This often translates to cracking down harder on banter in-game.
Seek help if you say this to people. Apex Legends developers go people trash talking him in Twitch chat. It depends on what they're saying. Like, I think that, like, if you... Because the thing is, there are very clearly a number of examples of things that this statement would absolutely apply to. Like, abso-fucking-lutely it would apply. But we don't know what they're saying.
Or outright disabling it. Censoring words in the text chat.
JAP. You cannot type in JAP. That means you cannot type in Japan. It becomes Jan.
You can't get as creative with your gamer tags nowadays.
Microsoft completely banned my online identity. And so they said that since Naked Eli suggests a nude individual, that has suggestive tones, and that goes against the terms of service, where you're not allowed to have anything that's profane or sexual.
What is okay?
And the thing is, like, you, and this is what people do. And it's like you have to understand that the reason why companies have to have policies like this is because people are so fucking stupid. It's like, obviously there is a line between something saying naked and then somebody's name being Pornhub.com/ you know, some person's name, or, you know, a link to OnlyFans or something like that. But the problem is that these companies have to take these hardline stances because the communities of the games are just so fucking dumb. Like, I don't really think that this is that bad of a thing. It's like, yeah, for some of them it's kind of dumb. But, like, there's just some people that are so fucking stupid. And so it's like, where do you draw the line of, like, what's okay and what's not okay? You see what I mean? Ruined the shit for all of us? Yeah, because some people are just... The thing is that people... This is what they do. Is that they do something that is obviously fucking wrong. Obviously fucking wrong. And they're like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. It's obvious that you're doing it. They're like, I'm not doing it. We're like, but you're not... But you're doing it. But like, no, I'm not. And it's just so fucking clear. And so that's what I think. Yeah, they're just sensitive. Implement block function. Fuck off entirely. That's the solution. I don't know. I mean... I've had a lot of my names changed, okay? Like, I mean, we had, I used to have a game that I'd play with Blizzard. It was called the Old Cock and Balls game. And every new character that I would make, I would name it Old Cock and Balls. And the game was, what level could I get to before I had to change the name? And I think I got all the way up to like 53 or something one time. And it's like, I know that, but like, again, it's like, these are the rules, and... That's all there is. Yeah, Crack Monkey, it's like, that's obviously fucking a drug reference, and that's what I meant it as, right? You know, it's like a monkey that's on crack throwing, you know, corruption and fucking Curse of Agony on things. I thought this was funny whenever I was 16. So, I get it.
To say, what isn't? How do you know? Should teabagging another player get you banned from a tournament and subsequently castrated? There are some folks who believe so. When people think of trash talk in gaming, they likely picture two balding, malding 24-years shouting at each other in Call of Duty
probably
lobbies.
Accurate.
Oh, what do you want me to use? You tell me you want
But, ladies and gentlemen, this is trash talk
What
at
is
its
that
most
fucking-
basic
what is that
and
picture?
unrefined.
Oh my God.
I don't claim to have all the answers. However, trash talk at its core is merely a symptom of man's eternal struggle for dominance. Because when you hit
of course. People always talking shit. People say the old days. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've played Warzone a lot. The old days, all you have to do if you want to get in a time machine, just go queue a game of Warzone. Go queue one of these games. Everybody's fucking saying, they're saying everything that they possibly can, the same as they used to, and nobody cares. The only reason, you know, those days are not so old. They're not as old as you think they are. It's dead now. Yeah, the game's dead, but like whenever the new one comes out, people are going to be doing the same thing, right? And like, that's really what it is. Or it's unsportsmanlike conduct. NFL has the same rules? Yeah, I think so, but there's obviously a line. I think that's really what it is. Every racial slur in a single sentence. Well, yeah, I mean, people are still going apeshit about this stuff. I think the thing is, people say that because all they do is they consume content by content creators like me or somebody else. And, like, we can't have content like that on the platform, right? It's just that's not the case. But just because you can't have content like that doesn't mean that it's not out there. Like, if you go down, like, I remember we were at the park, and people were playing basketball. Man, just like 2005. They're saying the same shit. Ain't nothing changed. So I think that people get a distorted view because they always consume content that's primarily monetized, and you can't have that content whenever you're monetized. So that's just, it's kind of like a feedback loop, but it is a distortion.
that sick 360 no scope to win the match, you're gonna let everyone know about it.
Do it, Tim.
Oh, you better uninstall! Uninstall the game! Uninstall the game!
Getting into the mind of your opponent is a key but highly controversial tactic in war. You see pro athletes do it in football. Hell, the hockey refs straight up let players beat the shit out of each other.
I like how he's just
but
watching,
as the age-old saying goes,
it's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
I don't even think a game like chess is exempt from smack talk.
You know when you're in high school and you're running the mile and then someone laps you? That's kind of what happened with us with chess.
I like that you're trash talking. You're really trying here.
Sun Tzu is quoted as saying, "The greatest strategy in war is to verbally assault your opponents until they rage
I remember
quit."
reading that,
This is largely why Genghis Khan was so successful in conquering large parts of Asia and China. The other teams got tilted and left.
Yeah.
The thing about trash talk is most online games offer ways...
There's actually a time that, I don't know if this is a completely true story, but there was a time that, like, a guy got captured by Genghis Khan, and Genghis Khan captured him because he wounded him in, like, the arm. And then the guy said that I actually wounded you in the neck or the shoulder. And basically, like, I did more to you than what you said that I did, and if I'm a liar, kill me right now. Genghis Khan doesn't kill him, and he makes him one of his generals. Straight up. So, like, yeah, people have been talking shit. Like, that actually wasn't that bad of a comparison.
To completely avoid it,
story,
should
yeah.
your fragile
I don't remember
ego
the exact
not be
details,
able
something
to
like
handle mean
Mr.
words.
Archer, yeah.
Fuck you!
What up?
Shut the fuck up, you suck!
Hard risk?
You scream every time you die, you bitch.
Shut the fuck up, fag!
The mute button exists for a reason. If someone's being super toxic, I don't know, block them. But on a
That's what I think people should have to do. Just block somebody. If you have people talking shit or whatever, just block them. Like, that's the best thing to do. Just block them, that's all there is to it.
Serious note, there is stuff you shouldn't say or do.
You're a fucking ugly little cunt, mate, and if I ever see you, I'm gonna fucking slit your fucking face wide open, yeah?
Yet I think giving players...
Yeah, in my opinion, the real-life threats, like, especially, like, real-life threats, that, in my opinion, should be a instant perma. Like, instant permaban. It's not trash talk, it's a threat. People have had this shit happen. It's real. Instant permaban. And I see no reason not to do that. Like, yeah, threats and insisting violence or, you know, implying it or something like that. Yeah, that's not trash talk. That's just, that's a fucking, warning first, ban after. Why? Why give somebody a warning? Like, do you think they didn't know that was bad? They knew it was bad. In any other circumstance that exists in the entire scope of human life, this is bad. They're not doing it accidentally. They're doing it because they're mad. Yeah, fuck that.
Choice in how they engage with the game and others is much better than simply nuking a game's social features. Halo Reach had an interesting idea with its psych profile where you could opt into different types of lobbies. Do you prefer chatty, a good time, or rowdy? It was a neat idea, but now in Halo Infinite, you rarely hear other players talk in match. There's no
Bro, I feel like that's how it is all the time. Like, I remember back in the day, like, if you queued into, like, you know, obviously, like, we got 4v4 right here, or maybe it's 5, I don't know. But anyway, like, if you had an 8-person match, like, 6 people have mics. Like, 6 people have mics. So, most people have mics. Like, now, like, I feel like a lot of people don't have mics at all. It's sad. Like, you never said something you want to take back, but if you were banned first offense? Bro, I've never threatened to kill somebody in a video game. Over a video game. I've never threatened to kill somebody over a video game. Like, you're trying to compare, like, me calling somebody stupid or like saying somebody's fucking garbage that, like, then to, like, killing them in real life. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, I've never said something like that. The odds are you probably haven't either. It's like unhinged, crazy, fucking wild animal behavior. There's no reason to tolerate it.
Post or pre-game lobbies to jerk yourself off and shit on the enemy team. Like, imagine if From Software took out the point down emote because it was so toxic. It's like, that would just be lame, dude.
Lame.
Now, let's start with competitive trash talk, as I feel like it's the least controversial.
Well, it's like, for example, the flag of ownership in WoW. Like, you put the flag on somebody whenever you kill them. Is this talking shit? Absolutely, it's talking shit. Is it a big deal? Absolutely, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, you get the fight, yeah, it's like you get spit on or whatever. Like, well, you can't get spit on anymore. You know, they got rid of that because it hurt whales' feelings, and we can't have that happen.
Is this kid stupid? I think there's something wrong with them.
The more a game emphasizes and rewards players for winning, the more likely they are to get heated when someone plays like trash. Of course, it's okay to humiliate your opponents after a victory, but if you're an esports pro, you still need to be a professional.
You want to be professional, especially on the large scale, because there's people that are watching, you know? The trash talk is exciting, but once the match is over, you know, some of us are still friends, even though we say some mean stuff, and you got to show everybody watching that you can be a professional gamer, you know, and be respectful at that. Shake their hands, good games. Whatever happens on the battlefield, you leave it on the battlefield.
I think that's perfect. You know, keep the shit talk.
I think that's generally, yeah, that's generally true, but I will have to say that the main StarCraft 2 player that I remember was Hydra. After all these years, that's who I fucking remember. And the other one was Destiny.
In the game, and shortly after the game when your jungler ends up feeding, professional is a word that describes not just your abilities, but your attitude.
Yeah.
Die in a fucking fire, please.
Take football as an example. They usually screw this call up, but there's such a thing as a taunting penalty, which to me, taunting is like, okay, you're touching me. Don't touch me, bro.
Don't touch me. Yeah. Don't touch me, dude.
That's what taunting is to me. So if you're getting in someone's face over a video game,
Buffalo taking out Scar with
that's way, bro. This is way out of line. Like, this is just that's way too much. Like, if this dude punched him in the fucking face right now, I would be totally okay with it. I would clap. All right, I absolutely would, because you go and you invade somebody's space like that, like you get in somebody's personal space. That man,
Papa.
Maybe they were close friends. That's too close. It's up to them.
That's right. There's some beef.
Personal foul.
But I'm not gonna give a fuck.
This guy with the long hair. That's a 15-yard penalty.
But who knows? Maybe people have a good reason for getting all fired up like this guy. Or if I just showed you the clip of Viscant's amazing one-liner, you might think he's the antagonist in that situation. FPS team games can get pretty intense, but sometimes there's only one way for two men to settle their differences. 1v1 me, bro.
Yep.
Guardian or Rust.
I think I might be a few years older than Actman. I'm talking about Lockout. Lockout, that was the fucking map. That, like, anytime that you had a beef to settle, it was 1v1 on Lockout.
Nowhere is the art of trash talk so perfectly captured than in the Street Fighter matchup between Viscant and Low Tier God.
If you're gonna talk, then back it up. If you're gonna be a bitch, then run like a bitch.
Oh.
That's what I'm fucking talking about!
And the thing is, like, people have to remember about, like, all this competitive esports stuff and this bullshit, right? It's entertainment. At the end of the day, it is entertainment. People are not watching. This is not enhancing anybody's life. This is not changing anybody's world. It's just entertainment. So if trash talk is entertaining, then it's good. You see, that's as simple as me. Yeah, it's fucking funny whenever this shit happens. Let it happen.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm not going to dive into the rich lore behind this, but suffice to say these two hated each other. And Viscant seemed like the genuine guy, you know, showing up in a nice shirt, probably got off work, was like, I'm gonna go beat some guy's ass in Street Fighter. Low Tier God comes in, fuck this kid, this little vampire-ass bitch.
This dude looks like a fucking zombie out of The Walking Dead. Then he comes here dressed like he got his outfit out of fucking Target. This dude looks like he lives in his basement. He looks like he never gets sun. He could possibly be a fucking vampire.
And I gotta say, props to the people.
You know, he's just talking shit, man. God damn.
The tournament for allowing these two to talk to each other like this. It shouldn't be encouraged, but if they do this shit in the UFC...
I'm gonna be honest, the best part about that fight with, who is it, Conor McGregor versus that Khabib guy, is after Khabib beat the fuck out of Conor McGregor, he immediately went for round 2. He fucking climbed out of the fucking octagon and started trying to fight somebody else. Yeah, it was like, I'm like, thank God. And I remember, I think it was like Joe Rogan. Oh, this is a dark day. Shut the fuck up, Joe Rogan. You know this shit's funny. You know that, you know, fucking 5 years later, we're gonna remember that. Yeah, that's it. That was hype. Yeah, it was. It was great, man. I hope the vampire won. Well, yeah, it's like, here's the thing. It's like if somebody insults somebody else, like on a personal level like that, it's obviously bad. But like if the other person comes back and they just start doing the same thing, it's like, hey, you know, like this is a 1v1. I'm not going to get in the middle of this. It's fine with me.
You know, why not in gaming?
Vampire
it spices things up and makes the match more intense. Because whoever loses can't talk trash no more.
Bitch! Bitch! Come here, bitch!
This match had everything. It felt like Low Tier God and Viscant almost came to blows multiple times. That says it all.
That's it! AJ is popping off! He is popping off right now!
It's like, the thing with bullies is sometimes the only way to truly defeat them is to bully them back.
You heard that correctly. Bully hunters will get these harassers where it hurts them the most, by beating bullies at their own game.
Viscant knew this, and after the heated
I'm just always in shock the fact that that ever even happened.
Battles, this is what he had to say.
There's gonna come a point when you forget about what happened, and you're gonna want to come back at me. And you're gonna want to wash the taste of my dick out of your mouth.
Low Tier God is left speechless and stunned by the verbal assassination he just endured. Would anyone remember this historic matchup?
No.
Were it not for the trash talk
no,
and the intensity behind it?
Absolutely
and even
not.
though Low Tier God seems like a real douchebag, like at the very least, you must admit his antics are entertaining.
Yes.
This feeling.
Yes, it's funny to watch. And again, esports is entertainment. Don't forget that. It is entertainment.
You got stepping into an arcade to go play Street Fighter 4. We will never feel again, ever. The FGC will there'll never be a time like this again, the way you felt competing in Street Fighter 4.
You could talk all the same shit you do before, during, and after a match, but just have that one moment of actual respect between you and the other player.
Huge shout outs to both of the players for coming out under all this pressure. There was a lot of hype. Everyone saw the trash talk. It got a little personal, whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, these two are existing under the same roof. And all the trash talk aside, this is really about Street Fighter.
That's correct.
And, you know, that was a great fight.
So I think we can all agree in tournaments.
I'd never have seen him without the webcam that looks like it's on a submarine. I've never seen the guy with the green light. Yeah, I feel like I'm always watching him and he's broadcasting from a submarine.
In esports, the pro scene, trash talk is a vital part of the game. It absolutely has a place, but it also has a limit. It's up to the organizations and tournament holders to come up with reasonable guidelines. You can be a professional and still call someone a cock-smoking breadbasket. Not all trash talk is beneficial or created equal. Like I said, there's a difference between not being creative with your insults and just...
rape threats?
You want to get raped, bitch? You want me to rape you?
And like shit and garbage like this?
I will literally beat your fucking head in, bitch.
It's the laziest...
Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff, like in my opinion, I think that is like instant perma, like fucking no second chances, no like, oh well, he was having a bad day. Well, it's like, yeah, you were, but that's too bad. Yeah, it's too fucking bad. Insta ban, no fucking chance. Exactly. Get him out of here.
Most boring bullying I think I've ever seen.
It is
I'm gonna
boring.
rape you this, I'm gonna kill you that,
Yeah.
you're dumb, you're stupid. If you're going to insult somebody and try to get at someone, and you're not even going to put any effort into it or any creativity into it, you shouldn't bother doing it.
That's the true crime, is when people just aren't creative. Like, I find it so cringe when I hear someone throw out a slur, and it's like, that's all they got.
You scream every time you die, you bitch.
Shut the fuck up, fag!
Is this it? Is this all you can conjure, Saruman?
No, that's always what people used to do. And like, I think that kind of like, that's not really as common now. Because, like, it's like everybody would call each other that on Xbox Live back in the day. It was just, like, super fucking common. But the fact is that, like, it is boring. Like, to be fair, it is fucking boring. Like, whether you agree with it or you think it's, like, okay to say that or not, you could probably agree that it's fucking boring.
Girl in the lobby and some dude is like, make me a sandwich, woman. It's like, you really had the neurons working in maximum overdrive to come up with that one, didn't you? At least ask her to mow your lawn or something.
Bitch! Bitch! Is a bitch talking to me? Is a female talking to me?
Yes, Mr. Speed, I do believe a female is talking to you. Like, the best trash talk to me is cold, calculated, creative insults.
I feel like I'm a fucking gorilla with a fucking baseball bat fighting a retard with a spoon.
It's making someone feel bad for reasons they never imagined, or making them so confused by what you just said, they have no other reaction than nervous laughter. Anyone can throw out racial slurs, but it takes a true connoisseur to stitch together an elegant sentence like, "It must have been a sad day when you slithered out of the abortion bucket." You could say
every once in a while, people have a good one, you know, like it could be a good one. I think that there's always been, like I'll read like threads about myself on like 4chan. I don't know why this happens, but like people talk about me a lot. I don't. It's like they talk about me like more than like any other streamer besides fucking DSP. It's nuts. They like you. I think that it's about 50-50, okay? That's it. And it's nuts, bro. Like, but I'll be honest, like, sometimes some of the shit that they say about me is funny. Like, it's fucking funny. But, like, it's never funny if they're like, ah, yeah, I hate this guy. I hope that, you know, he gets in a car wreck. It's like, okay, all right, that's cool, I guess, right? But sometimes people have good ones that they come up with. It is.
And that to anybody.
Oh, wow.
And I guarantee you they would never forget that sentence. That's the beauty of it. I don't know, man. Trash talk and trolling, it's all about just, like, finding what someone gets really, really pissed off at, what upsets them, and then doing that and seeing the reaction.
That's why I always tell people, like, on stream, it's like, if you stream, never tell people what really makes you mad. Because if you do, that's all you're gonna hear. Yeah, that's all you're gonna fucking hear. That's all there is to it, man.
I'm gonna cry,
Other times, bad trash talk
I would blow on the
is
mic
more
all the
innocent,
time back in the day.
Someone wants to drop a fat one-liner, but royally screws it up.
Our best is better than your worst. Wait. Our worst is better than your best. My bad.
That's funny.
This is totally harmless, but
yeah,
noticeably embarrassing.
That's funny.
But remember, kids, you need consent before you talk trash in gaming. Don't forget to ask Jesus. If it reaches levels of harassment or someone's like making new accounts just to keep messaging you, yeah, that's too far.
Yeah. You're obsessed with me, you fucking f***. And y'all niggas can clip this. This nigga come on my stream 24/7 with a VPN, getting banned thousands of times a stream, and still comes in here and sucks my dick and obsesses over me.
But if you stay in the same lobby,
I have people that I have people that do that too. Like, they will go and I will ban them, and they will come back and I will read their name and I will be able to tell that this is the same person that got banned last Tuesday. He's back again, and sometimes they'll put a number next to their account, and it'll be like, you know, Asmon can't shower _7. And guess what's happened 6 times before that? That's what it is. And they do this. It's nuts, bro. Like, it's just, like, degenerate shit.
Assault and berate each other for an hour, you go your separate ways and never speak to each other again? Well, what's the harm? Now, there is a more toxic side to this, naturally. Children that hop into online voice chat, commonly referred to as squeakers.
Yep.
Well, we don't exactly want to traumatize a fucking kid.
I really hope that he shows the one of the kid in Gary's mod getting buried alive by the walls or the doors. That shit was, like, that's still funny to me. That shit is still fucking funny to me.
But then again, parents...
The worst thing about this is the fact that Cameron and Cody and Jeff and me were that kid. I would scream on the mic all the time. Like, we even had, not Cody that you guys know, but there was another Cody. And like, that's the other Cody who had an uncle dad, because his dad, real dad was in jail, and so, like, his dad's brother, you know, slipped in there. And so he had an uncle dad. And anyway, so Cody was a few years younger than us. And sometimes whenever I was playing Halo, I would literally give him the mic to scream into it. Because his voice was like, you know, he's younger, right? He's like 8 or 9 at this point. And he would fucking scream into the fucking mic. And it would actually make people mad. Like, it was like a secret weapon.
Know what the kids are doing
yeah.
and saying, and watching children get pissed off is pretty funny. There is an ethical part of trash talk. It's like sex. It should be done between 2 consenting adults. Greetings, XX Poon Handler. I fucked your sister last night. And a good day to you, No Scope Baller. My sister has a dick. That's how it's supposed to be. I know I'm coming across like I splooge over ye old Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
Oh yeah,
but
I hear that
let's
all the time.
also not ignore the extremely toxic side of trash talk. Like this article states, I put on my friend's headset, someone called me the N-word, and I stopped playing after that. This was my first...
Oh yeah, and that's the shit that sucks, right? Is like, it's like if you're talking, and just by you talking, it somehow gives away some part of your identity. Whether, again, you know, you're Indian, Middle Eastern, black, a woman, or something like that. And the way that you talk, for some reason, it makes it to where people can realize that. Whether it's an accent, a tone of voice, or whatever. And then they just use insults about, like, you as a person. Like, I don't know. I think that's not super cool. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Last experience.
I don't get why white people are not allowed to say words. Well, what do you mean? Like, well, why don't you tell me that? You were the one that yeah, I literally just looked at your logs. You were laughing at what Speed said. You're perpetrating what you complain about. What are you talking about, man? It doesn't matter what you are. It's still bad. Jesus.
With live chatting while gaming. So, you got 3 ways to deal with any bully in your life, because online bullying is all this can be,
it's gonna
right?
happen.
You're not gonna get betrayed by a teammate 5 times and then meet up to fight in the streets, unless you're
Keemstar. Or somebody else. Like, other people, like, that does happen. Like, I feel like it does, it has happened enough times to where it should be accounted for.
Danny G, who lives in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want a fucking brawl,
come down, Smethwick, ask for Danny G.
He'll come out of his house,
and I'll break your fucking legs.
You can either, number 1, ignore the bully,
yep.
Don't feed the troll. You can, number 2, disconnect from voice chat.
Yeah,
or number 3, bully the shit out of the bully.
Let's go.
I understand interacting with obnoxious, hateful people is tough sometimes, especially if you can't...
My best advice is just block them. Just block them. There's no reason to fucking, like... It's like whenever you start talking shit back to them, it's like a pig in shit. Like, this is just... It's what they live for. Just block them. Fuck it. I don't want to hear that shit.
Just pop them in the mouth. But in this article, in this case, it seems like the terrible racist comment won. Nobody's saying people can't be toxic in gaming, but I don't understand why on earth you'd let someone win. Why'd you let them bully you off of a game? Why didn't you tell them to go snort coke off of a crocodile's butthole? You know? It's not like these people can unplug your internet. My dad actually works for Comcast.
As somebody who did RBGs in Mists of Pandaria, I can actually assure you that people can effectively unplug your internet. Yes. So I actually, yeah, funny you should mention that.
Shut the fuck up. My dad is Phil Spencer. Trash talk is inevitable, and everyone has the tools to deal with it. But here's a more difficult question we need to ask ourselves.
Okay, what is it?
How should bad trash talk be punished? An NBA player by the name of Leonard Myers
I think that, again, if you make a real life threat, instant go to jail, do not pass go. Instant ban. Instant ban, no second chances, one strike, you're out. Everything else, a little bit more nuanced.
This on a live stream while gaming.
Cowards don't snipe me, you kike bitch.
Leonard was suspended for a week and the Miami Heat slapped him with a $50,000 fine. 8 days later, he was traded from the Miami Heat to the Oklahoma Thunder, where he was released 8 days afterwards and has not played an NBA game since. So you could argue using a bad word on live stream ended this man's NBA career. I think that's excessive. Just recently,
I think, like, I don't know about ending his career or whatever. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna be honest though. I bet if it was somebody who scored more points, it probably wouldn't have happened. Right? Like, that's just a fact. I don't know if that guy was even good. I feel like if you're good, they'll make more reasons. Like, that's true. And like, that's just a fact. Was he even good? He just sucked at the game. Yeah, and like, that's the thing. That's what really does matter. Is like more hoops, less streaming. Exactly. Yeah, the owner of the team was also Jewish. There's a lot of people that are Jewish. There's a lot of people that are every kind. Nobody wants to hear you know, insults about their identity. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. So it's not a surprise. He was all right. Yeah, it's like whatever.
There was another massive...
I always had the rule whenever I worked at the IRS is like I always worked my ass off because I knew I was an asshole. I knew I was obnoxious. I was an asshole. I would say, you know, like we do like a potluck and I told them I was going to bring barbecued kittens. It's like that shit wouldn't have flown if I was late every day and I didn't perform well. Like I'd have been in the HR. But like because I did pretty well, they were just like, that's about it. What the fuck? Well, I didn't want to have to bring anything, so I put something bad, make everybody upset, so they stopped talking to me, and then I just eat the food. It worked.
Overreaction to trash talk, if you could even call it that. This was in response to a teabagging incident. Yes, apparently that is a thing now. During a Valorant tournament, a player known as Dilly teabagged one of his dead allies.
Oh my god.
To which he was promptly banned, and the reasoning was this.
Absolutely not. Will not tolerate that. Literally goes in fucking out of his way to jump on a death box to teabag it. Don't think so. I have a fucking pen and pad. Yeah, so we're here to create a safe space for all gamers, everybody, and that kind of stuff will not be tolerated.
This story would become a bit mainstream and people would voice their thoughts on it. Some people went so far as to claim teabagging in video games is on the same level of sexual assault in the real world. So two other players made fun of
that is just like, again, like these are people who have literally no connection to real life. You know, they have no connection and no relation to real life whatsoever, and they just spend all day on the internet and they never leave the house. And so that's the way. It's like, imagine what that person's Twitter profile would say.
These opinions. Riot's response was to ban these two players from any Riot-sanctioned tournaments, and then they doxed them for that extra spice. All for committing the crime of making fun of teabagging. It's some of the most pussy-ass shit I've ever seen on the internet.
I didn't see
Shooting
that.
bodies also counts as fucking being toxic. We'll get to those DQs later.
Like, Riot...
See, like, to me, like, like, playing in a tournament like that, again, like, these are people who forget what esports are. And they forget what sports are in general. They are entertainment. If it is entertaining, then you're winning. Like, oh, if most people, nobody is getting upset about teabagging. And I would also argue that if you have so many rules around, like, what you can and can't do and say and act like and, you know, all this bullshit in the tournament, it's going to make the tournament fucking boring. Like, I've never watched, like, any sort of an esport event, hardly, unless I knew somebody in it, I had a vested interest in it in one way or another. Like, I don't watch this stuff for the quality of the game. I watch it for stupid shit happening like that. Like, why do you, like, what the fuck? Like, why do you watch Super Smash Bros. Melee? Because you have two people that are fucking mad and they're sitting right next to each other on a 27-inch CRT fucking TV. Because some shit might happen. And it has, and it could happen this time. It's like NASCAR. That's the whole thing.
Release these people's full names when they weren't public. What? Just use their fucking screen name, dude.
Yeah, so like you can't do that. Just like I'm telling you're gonna tell me teabagging my own teammate is toxic. All right, so then this is where we're gonna shut the lobby down at this point because I'm not gonna get into that one because absolutely it is.
In the wise words of the legendary video game Donkey.
What is this fucking pussy ass baby preschool time?
Oh my god,
it's pathetic. It's pathetic. You shouldn't even, like, you should not even take it seriously at all. And like, again, it makes it less fun to watch. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. I hope these people complain about literal non-issues, experience genuine hardship at some point. I mean, I think that it's just people that are disconnected from reality, or people that, there are a lot of people out there, I think, that they want to do a good thing, but there are no good things that they are capable of doing, so they do a bad thing and tell themselves it's good.
She broke the dead body. I can't believe this horrific and disgusting act has been normalized and accepted by the gaming community for the last 20+ years. Oh my god, it's sexual assault. We're here to create a safe space for everyone, except if you happen to crouch down next to an ally's body more than 3 times. Then your ass is grass and I will publicly shame you on my live stream. Because I was that kid in elementary school that got a hard-on every time I told on someone and they got in trouble. Wait a minute, why didn't people hang out with me after high school? The organization behind this decision to ban Dilly for teabagging wrote a freaking novel about it to double down and try to justify this obvious overreaction.
Oh my god! It saddens me to see high-end influencers giving media posting stories with no fact-checking at all. If I had nothing to do with Fate Legion tournaments, we organize those. Well, I'm not going to read this whole thing. All I'm really trying to say is that, like, I'm not going to make a statement on this. I'm not going to read this whole fucking thing. Is that nobody should get banned for teabagging. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just fucking, it's ridiculous.
What I find so funny about a company like Riot saying they're trying to fight against toxicity in the gaming space is that they're the same company that just settled out of court for $100 million in gender discrimination lawsuit.
That's a lot of fucking money.
But yeah, let's focus on the teabagging. So these are a couple instances where I feel like relatively harmless trash talk is treated like a fucking battery charge. These kinds of moments feel disingenuous to me because the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
But perhaps this is the future of competitive gaming.
I think that it can be, and I think the reason why is for sponsors and stuff like that, is because some sponsors are pussies and they're like, oh, well, we don't want to have, you know, this stuff, and, you know, 3 people sent our PR guy an email, so now we have to make a multi-million-dollar decision on this. It's like that's really what it is. And it's done by commercialism. If there were no sponsors, this shit would be exactly the same as it used to be. It's all for money. Every bit of it. It's not authentic. It's not, what's the word for it? Altruistic. It is just for money.
In the casual competitive environment, you know, those matches where it's just people playing ranked, that's when people get a bit fierce.
Yeah.
Why did you run for the sniper instead of grabbing the flag, you baboon? This level of competition instills a desire to win at all costs. You'll find that trash talk is much more toxic in ranked modes than unranked, which is why I don't play.
That's not even true in WoW. Like, the thing is, in Arena, like, I feel like anybody who plays WoW Arena, they know that by the fact that they queued into the match, they've already lost something. I never get trash talked in Arena. But if I do a random battleground, I will get 10 times more trash talk.
Ranked League of Legends, because I'd rather get bit by a wolf spider than 9 Black Widows. This is especially prevalent in games like League and Overwatch because there's always someone to blame other than yourself. If it was me, I'd have grabbed them with Roadhog. But that's the thing developers need to realize. Engaging in shit talk is a choice.
Yeah.
I don't like the toxicity in League's ranked mode, so I don't play it. The other main reason people talk trash is
I will say that, like, if it gets so toxic that nobody's playing the mode, it can be bad for the game. So I do think that people that have undiagnosed anger problems, different types of mental illnesses that they inflict on other people because they are bored or angry or under-medicated, and they're just doing this on the internet, I don't think this is any sort of good thing. So, like, if everybody who has an encounter with this person has a negative encounter with them, it's just better for everybody to get them out of the fucking pool. That's all it comes down to. Right? Like, it's common sense type stuff. But, like, just regular trash talk and shit like that, it's not that big of a deal.
For their own entertainment and for the entertainment of others. A lot of people don't like Keemstar, but his early videos were extremely creative.
This is fucking boring as hell. I'd rather fucking teabag a bear trap.
That's what I mean when I talk about the art of trash talk. And if you go even further back to the days of Ventrilo harassment, well, gamers are certainly an angry bunch sometimes.
Balls of steel.
I think it's perfectly fine to make content based on people getting pissed off as long as you're tactful about it. You go into the comments of these old videos and you see people nostalgic. They're reminiscing on the golden era of trash talk. It represents a time before Skype and Discord were mainstream and in-game chat was just the default, you know?
Oh my fucking god! Dude, why is it that when I flash somebody, it's like I just slapped them in the face with a fucking napkin from a little kid's birthday party?
But it seems developers nowadays see this type of trash talk as detrimental to the business model. Back in the day, it was pretty...
It can be if it's so bad that nobody wants to play it. Like, I've had a lot of people tell me don't play League because of how toxic and hostile it is. No, I've never played League. Like, I wouldn't have played it if they didn't tell me that. I'm just not a big fan of the type of gameplay that is. However, maybe one day I will. I'm not going to write it off. I'll tell you that. I might not write it off. It's true, it's terrible. Yeah, but, like, yeah, if every game that you have... I remember the last game of Heroes of the Storm that I ever played was I had a Zeratul, and Zeratul is like a stealth... champion or hero, and like he's supposed to like help with like killing people and like, you know, teleporting in and like killing them and like finishing people off, right? This guy is fucking beelining to the Nexus, getting killed over and over and over, calling me the N-word with the hard R over and over and over, and we lose the game. And I'm finally like, you know what? I'm done with this fucking game. I don't want to play this anymore. This is annoying. It's dumb. It's too much. So I do think at a certain point, if the community is so bad, that it will actually hurt the game. But teabagging is not even on that spectrum.
Common to see the mic symbol next to every player in a lobby, meaning at the very least they had it plugged in and could hear. It seems gaming back then just had a higher emphasis on building a community, or at least giving players as many ways as possible to interact with each other.
I think it's also back then, like, the novelty of being able to talk to people on the internet like that is what was still kind of new. It's like being able, I remember like Halo 2, how many of you guys in Halo 2 or Halo 3 just sat in lobbies and didn't even play a game for like 2 hours and you just talked to people? Yeah, those were and like it was the novelty and like the whatever the gimmick of being able to just talk to some random person that lives on the other side of the country. Yeah, it's huge. Now it's not as big of a deal because social media and everything's so interconnected.
Good or bad. Clearly a lot of people enjoyed this kind of verbal war. I myself rarely jumped into the fray.
I did all the time.
I'd always plug my mic in just to hear what kind of crazy ass shit people would talk.
I remember like this, I was talking shit to somebody the other day actually. So we're doing Hildebrandt Palace. It's like, I think, no, it was the first one in Lost Ark. And it was the guy, you know, like the guy that you have to break the stagger, and he's like the last boss in the first one, where like you have to like get hit by the swords and then break the stagger again, right? Yeah, the king. So this other fucking berserker, we wipe 3 times, and he wants to end the dungeon. I say, stop being a bitch queue it again. We queue it again, and we die again. It is what it is. And then he keeps running into the start zone and then out of it to make it to where we can't do the game at all. And so we can't do anything. And I'm like, please stop crying and just AFK. Like, we can beat the boss. Just get out of the fucking game. Like, you're useless. And I didn't really care. Like, I was not mad at this person. I just wanted them to stop annoying me. And so finally, because nobody leaves, we're just sitting there waiting for him to stop his temper tantrum. Finally, he disconnects out of the game. The three of us go in, we one-shot the boss. We one-shot the boss. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, for every other player's sake that plays this game, Lost Ark, I hope for their sake that he got credit for that kill, so nobody has to endure this individual again for this whole week. Like, yeah, he lost his ticket. Yeah, he did. Fuck him. Oh, and then, by the way, it gets better. A legendary selection card pack dropped. And I got it for, like, 5K. So this, and he was another whale. Like, he was 1485 or something like that. Like, not as high as me, of course. But, like, he was 1485. And I got it. Like, he would have bid me up. He fucking alt F4'd out of that and lost his card pack. Like a little bitch. I would talk way more shit. Even now, as a streamer, I don't care. The only thing is that I know that anytime that I talk shit, people are waiting to report me. They are waiting to, oh, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get him. Which, to be fair, is what I do. So I'm not that mad about it, but at the same time, yeah, I still talk shit to people. Absolutely. 1485 is not a whale at all anymore. He was a berserker. He was a whale. All berserkers are whales.
For the pure salt. Some games are so good about this, they actually talk trash for the player.
Go eat another box of dog trees.
Like the episode 3 game.
Which one of those buttons calls for help?
Or with Overwatch, where voice lines can be spammed for maximum irritation. Like everything in life, there's a time and a place for trash talk. In some ways, it should be encouraged, or at least allowed. I think developers should stop treating trash talk like some virulent plague that's infested.
I think it's as simple as this, right? It's like if it's ruining the vibes of the event, or the other team is genuinely like they don't like this, that it's bothering them, then yeah, you should stop. But if two people are talking shit and everybody's loving it, fuck, just stand back and let Jesus take the wheel. You know, let it happen.
Did the world of gaming? I think most times it's pretty harmless, and usually it's obvious when it's not.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Make fun of people for their skills, not their gender or their race or whatever. That's not creative or funny.
Well, it's not about the game. That's the difference. It's like it has nothing to do with the game.
A little rivalry adds to the intensity. It makes us more competitive. And I think video games would be far less interesting if people didn't care enough to think up some witty insult or pull out their guitar just to try and roast another guy.
So yeah, you're gay.
If anything,
God, bro, like the Xbox 360 was like the worst console ever. Like every single time that I see that stuff, it reminds me of how bad that console was. Like, I'm sorry, but like besides it dying on its own, it only had like 4 games that were worth buying the console for. Which, to be fair, is better than a lot of other consoles. Right now, we've got 1 for PS5. So it's not that it was so bad. It was good. I thought Xbox 360 was garbage. And like being able to send those voicemails to people was cringe as fuck. Like imagine doing it and then not liking how it turned out and you do it again. Think about like you're sitting in your room doing this at this very moment. This is your life.
Trash talk is something that should be enjoyed from afar. It's a part of life. And it's a part of competition.
It's like a dumpster fire.
And so perhaps trash talk does have a place in gaming. Maybe. Just maybe. It makes life just a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
And thus concludes today's lesson on video game trash talk. Thank you all for tuning in to this lecture, and I hope to see you again in the next one.
This was a good video.
Dismissed!
I like this video. This was good.
Fucking flat! It tastes like some big ball of black dude.
Let me link it to you guys.
Pull the fucking bedsheet over to hell.
There you go. As you guys know, We've watched the Act Man for a long time. He makes great videos, and this is one of the good ones. I will absolutely say that. I think this is one of the good ones. I liked it a lot. Go ahead and make sure to give it a like, give him a sub, etc. Show the clip of the kid in Gary's mod. Okay, all right, let me do that real quick. But before I do that, I do want to say, trash talking in games, as I said, I think if it's between two people and they're just talking shit back to each other, it's not that big of a deal. If you're harassing somebody for their skill in the game or how they're playing the game, I think that's pretty much fine, to the extent that you don't like try to DM them and like pester them and like try to get around them, make new characters and message them again. Like, that stuff is super fucking cringe, and like that's harassment at that point. But like, if you're taking it out of the game and you're like insulting somebody based off of like what you think their accent is, or, you know, because they're a girl or something like that, I think that's cringe, and like it's fundamentally like not about the game at that point. It becomes personal. Not a big fan of that. But if it's two people that are doing it back and forth, I couldn't give less of a fuck. I think teabagging is completely fucking fine, and anybody who's complaining about it in competitive games, in any game, anywhere, at all, in any context, please do everybody a favor and get off the fucking internet. It's not real. It's not the same as sexual harassment. Please stop. You're devaluing sexual harassment by talking about it like that. It's pathetic.
Fucking retards, delete this!
Hello?
Fucking Dude, stop, let me go. Dude, stop, let me go.
Buried alive.
Dude, let me go. Dude, I'm gonna report you. Dude, let me go. Faggot, I'm gonna ban you. Alright, you're being banned.
Hello?
Delete this.
I love this, like, kids that thought that they could ban you on the game. Yeah, is he gonna report? I don't think so. Is that bad? I don't think he said anything bad, did he? I can't even tell.
Dude, come on.
Hello?
Stop saying that. Delete this. Holy crap.
You can't report in Gmod.
Delete this. Delete this. Stop saying that and fucking delete this.
And it just goes on and on and on. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Delete this.
Hello? Hello?
It's not funny. Fucking delete it.
Hello? Hello?
Now!
Kid needs a timeout. I wonder, where is this kid now? You know what I mean? Like, you ever wonder, like, whatever happened to him? Probably a police officer. Hello?
You fucking retard! Delete this! Delete this! Please, dude!
Hello? Hello?
Fucking delete this!
Just won't stop, man. He's like destroying his own shit, too. You can hear it. That's why kids need to supervise on the internet? Hey!
Fucking retards! Delete this!
There's nothing he can do.
You guys are gonna be fucking banned. My
Here we
brother
go.
works for Steam.
My
So
dad
fuck
works
off,
for Steam.
losers, and have a fun time getting banned, assholes. Oh my god!
Hello?
Fucking god, you guys are retarded! Delete this!
He's so mad. And there's nothing he can do. Hello? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I've seen so many of these. These are so good. Oh my god. Yeah, that kid is out of control. Watch the COD videos with TOS, yeah. For sure. I don't find this funny for trash talk, and I emphasize screaming. I think that one's funny. I'm gonna be honest. I think that one's fucking funny. I'm not even sorry to say it. It's so fucking funny. Let's see. I've got, well, Ski sounds like soda poppin'. No, it doesn't. What do you mean? Let's see. I think I've gone through a lot of them that I've seen so far. Let's see here. Team Fortress 2, guy makes people answer trivia to leave the spawn is still incredible. Yeah, like, trolling like that is funny. Like, like, obviously it's bad to do that to people, but it's still funny. It's funny because a kid, or adult, would be really sad. It's still funny as fuck. Yeah, definitely.